And in some interesting news, one half of Sister Tia Mowry is now talking about her personal relationship trials and tribulations on social media. Apparently, she is now using her Instagram to profile, or rather document, some of the nightmarish dating situations that she has been on since she became divorced from her ex-husband in 2023. And this is a pretty funny thing to me. So Tia was married for a long time. She was married for quite a while, and now she's out here in the single world, and she's realizing that it ain't all roses. And in this latest story, not latest story, well, I'm not sure how many times she's done this. This to me seems like this is the first time that she's ever done this. But in this first foray into kind of disclosing some of her dating stories on Instagram, she talks about how she went on a date with a guy who had a grill, and she was grossed out because the dude took it out of his mouth and set it on the table. And she realized, man, this is going to be tough. This may not be for me. So this says he took it out of his mouth and put it on the table. Tia Mowry shocks fans after she shares dating horror story about mystery man who wore this to their first date. Tia Mowry's foray into dating got off to a choppy start before she decided to step back and reassess what she wanted in a potential new man. The actress revealed on the BET Awards blue carpet on June 30th that she was not currently entertaining potential suitors, but in a recent July 4th story time with fans, she dished on how a year into being a newly single woman, she has already had a disastrous outing that left her stomach churning. Mowry, 46, was careful not to reveal the man's identity, but she shared that she knew what he looked like, but that he was a lot shorter than expected. They met for dinner, and to her surprise, he showed up with a grill in his mouth. The thing that I'm thinking about as he sits down to order his food is, oh my God, where is this grill going to go? She recalled with laughter and deep breaths. Eventually, after having drinks, their food arrives, again sending her mind into a panic about the grill. I was like, no, he's not just going to take it out of his mouth and put it on the table. Guess what? He took it out of his mouth and put it on the table right there on the table. At least he had a napkin, but still, you guys, like, what the hell? Like, really, bro? How old are we? That is just, I don't know. It was just surprising and a little tasteless, in my opinion, she said. So, this is the clip in question here. So we'll go ahead and play this where she kind of tells the whole story. Well, I may have to. Oh, here we go. You're gonna. Oh, here we wait.
All right, guys, what's up? I'm going to try to do something different on my Instagram. I have entered the dating scene, and I thought that as I take off my makeup, I would share some of my horror stories. Of course, no names will be named. I decided to go out on this date with this one guy. We decided to meet at a restaurant. And I was like, okay, fine, let's try that. What could go wrong? Now, mind you, I did know what this person looked like beforehand. God, I'm getting PTSD just telling this story. This is my life. So he ends up showing up, and he's a lot shorter than I thought that he was going to be, which was pretty interesting. But, no judgment here. But what was surprising to me was he ended up showing up with a grill in his mouth to a dinner. So the first thing that I am thinking about as he sits down to order his food is, oh my God, where is this grill going to go? Oh my goodness. He's just ordering drinks and all of that. Great, awesome. He orders his food. And then again, I'm just really trying to figure out, where is he going to put this grill? So our food. finally comes to the table. And again, I'm just like, okay, where is this grill gonna go? And I was like, no, he's not just gonna take it out of his mouth and just put it on the table. Guess what? He took it out of his mouth and he put it on the table. Right there on the table. I mean, at least he had a napkin, right? But still, you guys, like, what the hell? Like, really, bro? How old are we? That is just, I don't know. It was just surprising and a little tasteless, in my opinion. It was gross. You know what I mean? Like, this is like your first date. It's like first impressions. You know what I mean? And he just decides to put this grill right on the table as we eat.
Hell yeah.
As we're eating, I'm just like,
Oh no.
at that moment, I truly wish that I had been on a speed date, you know, when you can just tap out. But unfortunately, I couldn't. It was a dinner and it went on longer than I wanted it to. Girls, let me know in the comments if I am like overreacting. If you're like, girl, ain't nothing wrong with a little grill on the table. After that experience, I did start to see that people are wearing more grills these days. I guess, I don't know. Am I out of sync or out of touch? I don't know. Would y'all ever see me with a grill? So that was the first interesting date. I've realized that this is a part of the journey. You know what I mean? This is all a process. And this is what I didn't, go through in my 20s. It's been interesting, but it's also been fun getting to know me, getting to know what it is that, I like and what it is that I don't like. It's just a process.
What? Oh, Lord.
Love you guys.
Look at that. She's learning some lessons.
Lord.
So the article goes on. The article goes on to say, aside from laughing at her in the comments of the Instagram post, fans also took a stab at guessing who her date was. A follower wrote, "Tia, was it Flavor Flav?" A second guest read, "It sounded like Floyd Mayweather." And a wild third shot in the dark read, "It was Nelly." While within her age range, Nelly, 49, has been happily coupled up with singer Ashanti, 43, since rekindling their relationship in 2023. They secretly wed in December and are currently expecting their first child together in the coming months. More comments included someone who suggested, "Baby, you need a millionaire matchmaker," as well as a user who said, "Imagine having a chance with Tia Mowry and blowing it because you put your grill on the table." But several others expressed a desire for Mowry to get back with her ex-husband, actor Corey Hardick. So there you go. So I don't know. I guess that's like some kind of thing where she's telling the story while she's taking her makeup off or putting it on or whatever the hell it was that
Oh,
she
what
was
the
doing.
that was strange.
But yeah. But what do you make of Miss Mowry's horror story there? Is she in for a rude awakening as a newly single person, or was that just one bad situation, a one off?
Yeah, I think she's got a lot more to find out on her journey. you know, I think that's relatively tame compared to what she might witness a little bit later. Um, my first guess was Plies. I figured that was Plies. That was my first guess. But in all seriousness, when I was watching this, I'm sitting there looking. She's talking like she's like a 17-year-old girl. Just excited and, hey, this is what he did. And I'm like, man, a lot of this seems like you didn't get a chance to do this. And then later on, towards the end, she was saying that she didn't get a chance to do this when she was in her 20s. The dating and finding stuff out. So she think it's a thing. Like she think that's fun. She think dating's fun. So she's gonna find out the hard way that this is not what it was in the 90s when we were growing up. So this isn't old school courting. This is some new age crazy stuff going on. So a guy coming to the dinner with a grill in, he had to assert his dominance. So he had to let her know that he's from the streets, and not like from the streets, but he's in the streets. So he outside, he active, and this is how I get out. And I'm not here for anything serious. A lot goes with that. When you come to a dinner with a grill. So she might have been turned off to a degree when it came to that, but for the most part, I still feel as though that she's gonna encounter more dudes that don't want her for anything but a good time. So if she wants to be had for a good time because she didn't have time to do that when she was in her 20s, like the inverse of going through a whole phase, then she's entitled to that, I guess. I just think it's just not cracked up, what everybody try to make it out to be. Being out in the streets is not a fun thing. There's a lot of crazy people out there. So, not to say that her marriage was peaches and cream. I hear all kinds of stuff about that too. So who knows what went on behind closed doors? But the grass ain't always greener. And if she wanted her whole thing where she wanted to have her cake and eat it too kind of thing, where she just wanted to go date and have a good time. See, again, this is I ain't trying to branch off to a polygamy conversation or whatever. What's the word? Not polygamy, but
Polyamorous.
yeah, polyamorous. Not to get into that, but this is a situation where, if there was a situation where people are still like, hey man, I just want to go out there and what I'm saying, get a couple different value meals. I'm tired of the number 4 with cheese. And if they had an agreement with that, like, yeah, you can go out there and do all that stuff. She could have been doing this stuff and still have a marriage and family. But she had to break up everything and blow up everything so she could just be outside. And outside ain't fun, is my point. And she's finding that out. If she found that distasteful and in bad taste, there's more to come. And I'm telling you, it's gonna get worse. So, but I'm glad she's having fun with it at least. It's crazy that she's well in her 40s, and she felt like she missed out on childhood. So she trying to just do her thing and try to be a young person. So she's gonna run into young people problems. So what are your thoughts, sir, on Miss Mowry out here, not busting it wide open, man? She's just out here trying to date. she's trying to date, find her placement. What are your thoughts on this?
Uh, she got married in 2008. She was born in 1978. So when
Oh
she got
man,
married,
she was
when
old.
she got married, she was 30. So it's not like she was. That's not the timeline of somebody who didn't get to live their whole phase out. Someone who gets married at 30 years old. Uh,
Yeah.
depending on who you talk to, some might say that that's a little late if you're a woman, at least.
Yeah.
Getting married at 30. So I don't know if I'm buying that she's trying to live out things that she didn't get to live out in her past. Albeit, to be honest, I don't know much about her past, obviously.
Correct.
So
Correct.
maybe
Correct.
she dated the dude for a hella long time and then they got married when she was 30. That could be the case. But based upon the math that I'm doing, she got married at 30. 30 years old gives you plenty of time to figure this kind of to do all of this kind of stuff and flush it out of your system.
Mm-hmm.
So on the surface, based upon the math alone, I don't know that I'm buying that. But she's just shell shocked. I think she's shell shocked, and she's not alone in this struggle. You ever seen Demolition Man? The movie
Yeah, bro.
Demolition.
Yeah.
like like in Demolition Man, Sylvester Stallone, it's in the late 90s and they put him in the ice, they freeze him, and then they unfreeze him like 30 years later, whatever, and he comes out and he's looking around and he's saying that like people are wiping their ass with seashells and they're going to eat that Taco Bell is considered like a 5-star restaurant, and he's looking around
Yeah.
like, what the hell is this world that I came into? Like people are having sex by putting headsets on and not actually doing it and physically. And
Oh
that's what I think
yeah.
she's experiencing. She was married for 15 years. She got married in 2008, got divorced in 2023. That is a completely different world. All right. 2008, I was still in undergrad in 2008. 2008, there was no Instagram. So when she got married, Instagram hadn't even come out yet. And I personally chart relationship dynamics taking this new weird turn with the emergence of Instagram and other visual apps like it, where dating essentially, transformed, and it became more prevalent that it was now a dynamic of pay to play and hypergamy. All of these various aspects of modern relationships that are kind of goofy and weird to me started at the top of the 2000 teens, particularly with Instagram and stuff like that coming out, where now like women became for sale, and guys just were like, how much do you cost? And it was this hypergamy situation where now women think that if you make $75,000 a year, you're broke, and you can't be with me if you don't make six figures a year. All of these weird old things, right? And I'm not saying that everyone does that, but it is that kind of mentality and mindset on both sides for both men and women. Dudes with the tricking and the paying for stuff, and the women with the hypergamy and making themselves essentially for sale to the highest bidder. These dynamics have become more prevalent as time has moved along. And these things became more prevalent the entire time that she was married. So you go into the ice in 2008, and now they're thawing you out in 2023. She's probably looking around saying, this wasn't the game when I went into the ice. I don't know what the hell this is.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So she's she's trying to figure out, what is this? So my recommendation to her, because I'm all about practicality, and we talked about this on the previous topic before with these dudes talking about black women who be Doug Maxon, and I'm like, hey bro, listen, you think all black women are doing this? Okay, fine. If that's your experience, I'm not going to hold you to that. That you're entitled to your opinion. But I'm
Mhm.
here to tell you, not all black women do this. It's just the black women you're going after who do this. You need to switch up your strategy. So my thing is like, hey, bro, you want some practical advice on how to position yourself to meet more women in more diverse settings? You need to go and get yourself a part-time job, go and get a trade, maybe go back to school. You need to physically put yourself in more environments where you are around a more eclectic and diverse array of women with more diverse backgrounds who come from your community and who don't, so that you can give yourself the best possible chance to succeed. I would say the same thing to her. Look, Tia, and I'm saying I'm using Tia because she's the subject of the topic, but really I'm talking to all women who are in this circumstance, because she certainly ain't the only one. My whole thing is, hey, listen, if you're using apps, put them down. Um, if you're using if you're abiding by your programming and you want to go on dates with your favorite rapper or your favorite sports star, I think you need to learn how to get yourself out of that programming, and start dating guys who are in other fields and areas of industry. Uh, I don't know, by hook or by crook, whatever means. Go on dates with guys who run real estate businesses. Go on dates with guys who are attorneys. Go on dates with guys who work in IT and cybersecurity. Go on dates with guys who, I don't know, run a car dealership. Go on dates with guys who are chefs in restaurants or who own restaurants. My whole thing is, in the if you're sticking to that small pool that your pop culture community is telling you is where you need to be living in, you're going to continue to get the same results. And if you continue to get the same results, you have no one to blame but yourself. So if she continues to employ whatever strategy she employed to go on the date with the first dude who had the grill, she's going to continue to get the same results. And if that continues to happen, it's on her. Just like it's on all of us. People need to be more accountable for the choices that they make. So good luck to her. But if she diversifies her strategy and positions herself to meet men in different pools and not just stick to the pool to which her community tells her she needs to stick to, she'll give herself a better chance to find the result that she's looking for. Not saying that it's foolproof or that it's guaranteed that a real estate guy or a finance guy or whatever guy ain't on the same stuff, but you're still diversifying your bonds enough to give yourself the best possible chance of success. Beyond that, if you keep doing the same thing, you get what you ask for.
Yeah, I, mean, I feel that, and I think, but personally, I think she just want to be outside, bro. I think she just want to be outside. I don't think she wants to do that anymore. I feel like she probably feel like she did her bid already.
Then
You know,
why do Instagram videos with dating horror stories? If you're not
it's
if it's not something that you don't like. And I'm
oh
not
no.
disagreeing with you. I'm legit
Oh
asking the question.
yeah.
Because
Oh no.
I do think that that's a possibility, but I just don't
Mhm.
know why people do that kind of stuff. If that's the case and you want to be outside, why do this?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I think that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know what people think is going on outside. It's cold out there. It's literally cold outside. So I don't know what the fantasy, the romanticizing that's going on, especially in the women community. Like I don't know what they fantasize about, what they think's going on outside. Well, they all got to be out there. I don't know what they think's happening out there, but you know what I'm saying. But they all seem to be wanting to do this thing, and man, I just really feel like the temperature got cranked up on outside activities, just in general. I think that, which made it seem like more appealing, you know. And we've also been seeing a lot of older women out here, carrying themselves not of age either. You know, we sitting here talking about Busta Rhymes, but we're seeing women in their 50s twerking.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on TikTok on my For You page. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not seeing 50-year-olds twerking because, that's not my algorithm. But what I but what I am seeing, just through commentary, what's going on is that there's women out here that are grandmamas twerking.
Oh yeah, for sure. Those
and
are facts.
and seeking internet attention. And what's happened is, I feel like, at least in the case of Tia, well, she did her bid already. I don't know how old the kids are, but the work's put in. I did my job, kind of like it's time for me to go play while these lips are still flexible. So she want to go out there. Yeah, she want to go out there and take stuff for a spin. And I think she just want to be outside, to be honest. She didn't say that she ain't let she didn't say how that date finished. She said she wanted it to end, but I don't know how that date finished. We don't know if old boy got a piece of that or not. You know what I'm saying? But so I think she just want to be out there. And I think that's what a lot of women are, nowadays, we're seeing older women trying to be outside more. So, old women getting BBLs. Yeah, man. This is like, I don't know what's happening. So, even the sanctity of older women, of just like, hey, that's Big Mama. Now Big Mama don't want to be Big Mama no more.
Yeah, don't nobody want to age gracefully. There's no such thing.
No, Big Mama want to be BBW Supreme and out here clapping ass. That's what we don't have no more Big Mamas. So yeah, man, this is crazy, dog.
Grandmama 24, great grandmama 36. Remember
Hey,
that from Kings of Comedy? That's what Bernie Mac
yeah.
said in Kings of Comedy.
Hey, we're witnessing it. So yeah, man. So we'll see what happens with this, but I think this just also speaks to outside culture, and them glorifying dating. And basically, dating to me is just hooking up. It's just sex on wheels. Whenever somebody said they're dating somebody, that just means y'all effing. And so whenever somebody say I had dating, no, I'll go on a date and say I'm dating, but okay, but the whole dating scene, what are you dating to do? You dating just to date? Are you dating for marriage? What are you doing? People's just doing it. So she just want to be outside doing it like everybody else. She thinks it's fun. So, and her first fun story is that this guy brings a grill. Ha 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 ha. Oh my God, I had a guy with a grill. Ha, ha, ha. It's like, man, this is where we at. So yeah, man, I just think it's unfortunate that we've gotten here as a society with our older women that they don't even want to be their age anymore. They want to be out here popping it with the young girls. So best of luck to Tia. Who knows life circumstances. I don't know what got her in this situation. She clearly got here. So but best of luck to her and endeavors, man. Looking forward to more horror stories though.
Well, if any of that is true, then I would urge her to be honest with herself.
Mhm.
If her desire is indeed to kind of be outside, be in the streets, be
Mhm.
fabulous and single, like there really is no incentive for her to be locked into something outside of her own personal morals if she has any, because she's
Yeah.
already had her children.
Mhm.
Doubtful at this point because she's 40. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of looking at it logically, like she's 40, she's 46. So at this point, being 46, she's got 2 kids. The likelihood of her getting into something locked in and continuing to have children is slim to none. So she probably knows that she did her bid in terms of having children and all of that good stuff. Because for a lot of women, they experience this existential crisis of like,
Mhm. Mhm.
I do want to be able to do whatever I want, but I also want to have children. And
Mhm.
I'm not going to be able to have children if I'm 45, 50. So I need to
Mhm.
do that early. And then
Mhm.
how do I figure out how to do the same thing, but I still have my kid? So she's kind of she's traversed that landscape perfectly. She got married when she got married, had 2 kids. Now she's divorced, and she kind of gets to be able to do whatever she wants without having to consider, oh, do I want to have a family or have children or not? So she's not really incentivized to be locked into anything. So for all intents and purposes, she can do whatever she wants. And any other
Yeah.
woman in her situation can do whatever they want. My whole thing is be honest with yourself. Because when you put that kind of content out, it suggests to me that you're looking for something and that wasn't it. That was the tone of that video. So
Correct.
be honest with yourself. If you're just out here trying to have fun, don't position yourself as this individual who's looking for something not that, when really you just want to have your experiences and make fun of it. And I think honesty is the best policy in that regard, because she'll serve herself well and a lot of women in her shoes, because whether she realizes or not, she is going to be able to influence some
Oh yeah.
people through
Oh
this
yeah.
content.
Oh yeah.
And there's going to be some women who pay attention to that, and they're going to take cues from it, like, okay, what I'm doing ain't all the way wrong if she's doing it too. So if that's built upon a false pretense, it's doing more harm than good. But otherwise, I do agree. Good luck to her. I hope she finds what she's looking for, just like I hope everybody out here finds what they are looking for. But to your point, in order to find what you are looking for, you have to be honest with who you are first. You
Correct.
have to be. It's impossible to find what you are looking for if you are dishonest with who you are. And hopefully she knows who she is and she's being honest about it.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Hey, best of luck to you, Miss Mowry. Go out there and get it. Might see her on that balloon popping show. Who knows? Who knows what's going on?
20 versus 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.